and welcome. My name is Erica, and today I'm going to be guiding through some practices selected with the Muladhara chakra in mind. So the Muladhara or Root Chakra. So let's start off in a seated position. I have a couple of props handy. I have a couple of blocks just to help bring the floor closer. Not necessary, but useful. I also have a strap. Again, we'll do a forward fold, and it can be really helpful to have a strap just to kind of extend the length of your arms. Again, not necessary. And you could use anything in lieu of a strap, a scarf, a pair of extra leggings, whatever. You don't need any props at all. All right, so the Muladhara chakra, it's the base of our support. It's located at the base of our spine, and so I'm going to be seated on the earth to start here. So I'll invite you to come into a mudra, so a hand gesture here called Bu Mudra. Bu means earth, it's B-H-U. And to do this, let's take the hands into a loose fist with the thumbs on the outside, and then extending the pointer and the middle finger, so they make a little V, and then crossing the thumb over, and then with a V, bringing the tips of the fingers down to the earth. And your other knuckles, your thumb knuckles, might rest on the earth as well. You're going to have your arms straight, walking the hands back so they're in line with the shoulders, in line with the torso. I'll invite you to begin to soften your gaze, closing down your eyes if that feels good for you. And begin to kind of invoke the element of earth, the quality of earthiness. It's related to the Muladhara chakra. The Muladhara chakra is our root. It is the center of where the sense of stability and safety and security, groundedness. It's where all of our base needs live. And so we can sit here, just breathing in this gesture, and we might call to mind beautiful earthy red. And in this position, I'll invite you to bring awareness to your points of contact with the earth. So the fingertips and the knuckles, perhaps. And then the feet, legs, your sit bones. I invite you to really feel into the sit bones, maybe wiggling a little side to side, feeling your seat against the earth. Drawing the base of your spine towards the earth. Muladhara chakra. Feeling the stability of this support beneath us. And from this place of stability, perhaps you can begin to lengthen through the roof of the mouth, through the crown of the head, growing long through the spine. So you might envision a mountain here, with both of our arms being the sides of the mountains, the seat being the base of the mountain, and our heads reaching skyward like the peak of a mountain. Strong and stable. I'll invite you to notice your breath moving in your body. And perhaps you can notice your breath moving along your spine. And perhaps you feel it drawing down lower into your body, maybe down into your pelvis. With an inhale, feeling gentle expansion, lifting through the crown of your head, and with an exhale, feeling yourself settle perhaps a little more solidly into the earth. Finding our ability when we're grounded, we have that place of stability to move from, our ability to simultaneously be expansive. Feeling the body gently expand with breath, feeling the crown of the head lift towards the sky while we stay firmly grounded. And as you're ready, I'll invite you to release the gesture, trailing your fingers in so that the palms of your hands just rest on the earth and just really feeling the earth beneath you. You're able to do this practice outdoors directly on the earth. Ooh, go for it. You can put the Muladhara chakra in as much direct contact with the earth and draw that goodness. And as you're ready, I'll invite you to take a breath in through your nose and sigh to release it out your mouth, allowing your body to settle, soften, be held by the support of the earth, feeling the weight of your upright body sitting. And then as you're ready, I'll invite you to gently begin to flutter open your eyes. It's coming back into your space. And let's come around to all fours. So planting the knees on the floor underneath of the hips, having the hands underneath elbows, underneath or maybe just in front of shoulders. If that feels better. You can take them a little wider if you're a little tighter in the shoulders. I'll invite you to spread your fingers wide and palm the earth like you were palming a basketball, rooting down through the pads of each of your fingers. And then let's take a couple of cat-cow movements here just to kind of warm up the spine. So inhaling, I'll invite you to tilt your tailbone towards the sky, your pelvis forward, hammocking your belly, heart comes forward, gaze comes forward. And as we exhale, opposite, the tailbone tucks, we round through the spine, pressing into the back of the heart space, maybe the chin tucks. And then inhaling back into cows, moving with your breath. And any intuitive movement that wants to happen here, you want to wiggle a little side to side and do some sways, some little circles with the hips or the shoulders. I like to close my eyes during this part and just kind of feel into what my spine and my hips are asking for, my shoulders. And then coming back to a neutral spine, as you're ready, I'll invite you to walk each of your hands about one handprint forward on your mat. Just tuck your toes under. And as you're ready, pressing into your hands, into your toes, lifting your hips up and back, finding a downward facing dog. So maybe keeping the heels up and the knees bent on this down dog here. And really thinking about lifting your hips towards the sky and bringing the crown of your head down towards between your hands. Not actually moving that direction, but thinking about lengthening from the tailbone out through the crown of the head. Palms, hands pressing firmly into the earth again like we're palming a basketball, feeling that stability, kind of like making an upside down mountain pose or making a different mountain pose shape with our body. And as you're ready, let's look to the front of the mat. Let's walk the feet up to meet the hands, forward folding at the top of the mat. So again, bending your knees as much as you need so you can really drape your torso over and your hands can come into contact with the earth. Breathing here, I invite you to really press down into your feet, pressing down into your legs, using the strength of your legs to lift yourself up, sweeping the arms around and up overhead, palms coming to touch and dropping to heart center with an exhale. Bring your hands down to the sides. I'll invite you to bring your palms to face forward, elbow creases face forward, heart lifting, shoulders rolling back. Maybe taking a look down at your feet, picking up your toes, placing them back down. I'll invite you to press down into your feet, into the big toe ball mound, across the bridge to the little toe ball mound, down the sides of the feet, into the heels of the feet, and then lift through the arches of the feet. And then I'll invite you to activate your legs in a way like you were going to draw your feet away from one another. You're not going to go anywhere because you're on the sticky mat, but like you're pressing the legs away from one another. Feel what happens to the legs there. We feel the muscles turn on, the quadriceps, maybe you feel that through the hips, maybe a little bit into the hamstrings and the glutes. Taking that stability, that, again, that strong foundation, right, the trunk. And then lifting the hips away from the thighs, and drawing the ribs away from the hips, lifting the heart away from the ribs. Arms come down to the sides, shoulders draw back, crown of the head lifts, Chin can float parallel with the earth. This is Tadasana, mountain pose. So again, those earthy qualities tied to the Muladhara chakra, all of our sense of security and stability. When you're ready, moving from this place of stability, let's inhale and sweep the arms up overhead, and exhale, fold forward. Again, bending your knees as much as possible, or much as necessary, so that your hands can come down to touch the earth. So this is where I'm going to have my blocks handy here. With both hands planted on the earth, I'm going to step the right foot back, lowering down onto the right knee. You might scoot the left foot forward just a little bit. So I could keep my hands down here, but it's kind of crunching my body. So I'm going to bring the blocks over, taking them on the medium, or maybe even on the high setting here. I'm going to inhale, find length through the spine, growing through the crown of the head. And as I exhale, I'm going to think about bringing my pelvis down towards the earth. Think about taking the base of the spine down towards the earth. Bring that Muladhara chakra down. Inhaling here. And as I exhale, bring the hands back down to the earth. Let's step the left foot back to meet the right, pausing in plank pose. For just a moment here, again, pressing into the earth, pressing through both of the hands, reaching through the crown of the head, through the heels, always an option to come to knees and planks. And then inhaling, let's lift the hips up and back, finding a downward facing dog once again. So again, you might bend your knees as much as you need, or you might start to think about straightening your legs and drawing your heels towards the floor. Thinking about having the length through the spine here. Taking a breath. And with an exhale, let's step the right foot forward between the hands, lowering down this time onto the left knee. So again, I'm going to grab the blocks, walk them in, finding the length through my spine, inhaling to reach the crown of the head up, and exhaling to sink the hips down. Again, think about taking the tailbone, taking that root chakra down towards the earth. Breathing here, softening through the shoulders. Good inhale and exhale. And then let's step the blocks out of the way. Let's go ahead and root down into that right foot. Feeling the strength of the right foot, let's lift the left knee, stepping the left foot forward, forward fold at the top of the mat. Again, bending your knees as much as you need so that your hands can come down to reach the earth. Allowing your torso to drape, your spine to traction, crown of the head drawing towards the earth. And then as you're ready, rooting down through the feet, bend into the knees, pressing yourself up, standing up, bringing the arms around and up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Anjali Mudra, gesture of offering, prayer hands. So from here, let's go ahead and step the feet wide. So coming into a wide-legged stance. So you can check here, maybe if you bring your arms out into a T, feet are more or less underneath of the wrists. From here, I'll invite you to bring your hands to heart center. Let's interlace the fingers. Let's press the palms away and up overhead, lengthening through both sides of the body. And as you're ready, let's go ahead and pivot to the right. So bringing the right foot to point the toes towards the short edge of the mat, and pivoting the left foot into 45-ish degrees. Inhaling here, going long through the front and the side and the back of the body, and then exhaling, let's bend into the right knee. Coming down, this is like a modified version or a version of Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Inhaling to reach the arms up, exhaling, let's float the arms down into a T. As we inhale, let's roll the palms and the elbow creases to face up, lifting through the heart, sinking the hips, again, thinking about drawing the pelvis towards the earth. With an exhale, let's bring the hands to heart center. Interlacing the fingers again, let's interlace and press the palms away up towards the ceiling, straightening through the right leg. And with the shoulders squared to the front of the mat, over the right leg, the short edge of the mat, let's exhale and start to fold forward. Let's lower the hands down to the right shin. Inhale, finding length through the spine. And as we exhale, you might stay right here, or you might start to fold over your right leg, any amount. So you could have blocks down here by your hands, but I'll invite you to keep your hands just resting on the sides of your shin, unless that doesn't feel good for whatever reason. Checking in to see that the right hip is trying to creep around. Can we draw the right hip back, the left hip forward? Thinking about having squared hips to the short edge of the mat. Square-ish, we're humans, not robots. Not a lot of hard angles in the body. Wherever you are, let's breathe. I invite you to draw awareness into the contact of the feet and the earth, the strength of your legs, and using that strength of your legs, let's inhale and sweep the arms up overhead, palms facing one another. And as we exhale, let's twist open, again bringing the arms into a T, this time with the hands facing the long edge of the mat. Inhale, going long through the spine. As we exhale, let's reach the right arm forward, and then bring the right arm down towards the inside of the right leg. The left arm comes up towards the ceiling. So we're moving into a version of Trikonasana, triangle pose. Again, you could have a block here underneath of your right hand, or you could have the hand down onto the earth, or you can bring the back of the hand just to the inside of the right leg and really rely on the stability of your legs. Just strengthening through the legs, feeling that grounded quality, that support. Breathing here, long tailbone out through the crown of the head. An inhale will bring us back upright, and an exhale will bring us bending the right knee, flipping the palms down. Let's slide the back foot or pivot the back foot so that it's parallel with the short edge of the mat. Bring the gaze forward, coming into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. You might adjust your stance depending on your anatomy. You might need a longer or a shorter stance. Inhaling here, exhaling to stay. Maybe looking down, checking to see that you can see your right big toes on the inside of your right knee. Lifting through the back arch, pressing out through the razor edge of the back foot. Strong pose here, Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. And as you're ready, I'll invite you to flip the front palm to face up. And inhale, begin to bring the front palm up towards the ceiling and the back hand down. Reaching through the right fingertips towards the ceiling. Maybe the gaze follows. Inhaling back to Virabhadrasana, Warrior 2. Exhaling, let's bring the left forearm down to the left thigh. And inhale, sweep the right arm onto the right thigh, sweeping the left arm up overhead. Side angle pose here. Still strong and steady through the legs, reaching through the left fingertips. And inhale, bring us back up. Exhale to stay. And then inhale, let's straighten the right leg, pivoting the feet to face forward. Bring the hands to heart center, pausing here for a breath. And then as you're ready, let's interlace the fingers again. I'll invite you to take the opposite interlace of the hands, so the other little finger on the outside. If you don't remember, no big deal. Probably the side that doesn't feel like the side you intuitively want to go to. And then as you're ready, with an inhale, let's roll the palms up towards the ceiling. And with an exhale, let's pivot over to the left. So the left toes pointing towards the top of the mat. And the back foot, the right foot at a 45-ish degree angle. Thinking about bringing the hips and shoulders square towards the short edge of the mat forward. Inhale here. Exhale to bend into the left knee. Inhale here. Exhale brings our arms down into a T. Inhale, let's roll the palms, roll the elbow creases, face up. Exhale, bring the hands together at heart center. Interlacing the fingers again, pressing the palms up with an inhale, straightening through the left knee. Then exhale, we fold halfway over. Bring the hands down to rest on the left shin. Again, checking that the hips are moving towards square-ish. The right hip's moving forward, the left hip's moving back. Pressing firmly into the foundation of the legs, going long through tailbone, through the crown of the head. With an exhale, maybe we soften down, folding any more amount over the front leg. Taking a breath here. Again, you might have your hands on the floor or a block if that's better for you. And then using the strength of those legs, using the strength of your core, inhaling to sweep the arms back up. Exhale, let's keep the legs as they are, opening the arms into a T, twisting the torso to face the long edge of the mat. Let's inhale here. And exhale, reach with the left fingertips. And so we can't reach, and then we'll bring the left fingertips towards the floor, bringing the inside of the backside of the left hand against the inside of the left leg. And the right arm reaching up, going long, crown of the head to the tailbone, Trikonasana. And again, you could have your hand resting down on something, or you just keep it on the inside of the legs, using the legs for all of the support. Breathing here. And then an inhale, I'll take us back upright. And exhale, flipping the palms, bending into the left knee, pivoting the back foot out to be parallel with the short edge of the mat. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Checking to see that you can see your left big toes on the inside of your left knee. Maybe noticing if you're lurching forward, can we draw back, thinking about drawing the crown of the head up and the pelvis and tailbone down. Breathing here. And then I'll invite you to flip the front palm up, and with an inhale, tilting back, reaching the right hand towards the ground, the left hand towards the ceiling. Maybe the gaze looks up, maybe the gaze just stays straight out. Figure out what feels right in your neck. Breathing here. Inhaling back to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. And then let's bring the left forearm down to the left thigh. With an inhale, sweep the right arm up overhead, extended side angle. Feeling the stability of your feet rooting into the earth. Breath here, and the strength. And inhale brings us back up to Warrior 2. Exhaling to stay. Inhaling, let's pivot the front foot so that both of the feet are parallel with the short edge of the mat. Let's reach the arms overhead. Big full body stretch. And exhale, hands heart center. And let's heel toe the feet back in the center as well. Just taking a moment, feeling both feet back on the ground solidly. Let's root down into the right foot. Let's come onto the toes of the left. And then pivot on the toes, bring the left knee out to the side. And I'll invite you to bring the inside of the sole of your left foot into the inside of your right ankle. Finding one steady focal point, one drishti, something to look at either straight ahead at the horizon or down on the floor a few feet, maybe 10 feet in front of you, something that's not moving. You can find a variation of Vrikshasana tree pose. So you can keep your left toes on the floor, or you might slide the foot up the inside of the shin to rest just beneath the knee. You can keep your hands at heart center, or you can play around with some different arm variations if you'd like. I'm going to keep my hands at heart center, and so sometimes with tree pose, we'll bring the foot up to the inside of the thigh. For this variation here, I'm going to invite you to keep it below the knee. We're dealing with the root chakra. We want to keep it close to the earth. So thinking about the awareness in the right standing leg, feeling the strength and stability there. Perhaps picturing roots growing down from the bottom of your foot into the earth. Again, calling to mind that earthy red. Breathing here. And then as you're ready, releasing both feet back down to the earth. To invite you to pause here for a moment. Just notice perhaps if the right foot and the left foot feel any different. Maybe the right foot feels a little more grounded. Just noticing. And then we'll shift the weight into the left foot and come into tree on the other side. So bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg, either down at the ankle or sliding it up just beneath the knee. Again, you can take any variation of the arms. I think I might do hand on heart, hand on belly. It's really feeling down in through that standing leg, feeling the support of the trunk. Right? Rooting down in one direction, growing through the crown of the head in the other. You might notice little micro adjustments that are happening in your standing leg. It can't be rigid, right? We think about trees and they have flexibility. They sway in the breeze. It's a good metaphor for us in our lives, right? We have to have that flexibility. We can't be rigid all the time or we just snap. Wherever you are, I invite you to bring steady, even breaths, inviting a full breath in, complete breath out. Let's hold this for a few more moments. On this side, you can always come down whenever you're ready. And then when you are ready, stepping the right foot back down, taking a moment here, feeling both feet back on the earth. And then let's set the feet a slightly bit wider, like shoulder width distance, and then turning the toes out towards the side gently. I'll invite you to bring your hands to heart center, pressing palm into palm and beginning to lower yourself down, coming into a squat. So coming into Muladhara or garland pose. So this pose can be really hard for a lot of people. I know when I first started doing it, my heels did not touch the ground. So rather than tucking something under the heels and coming onto the tiptoes, I'll invite you here to bring a block and just seat your little butt right down on the block. So that, again, we're dealing with the Muladhara chakra, the root. We want that rootedness. We want that groundedness. We want something in support. So let's stay here for just a moment, with or without the block. A couple of breaths. And then gently lowering yourself down, pushing the block out of the way if you've used it. I'll invite you to extend your left leg out, draw your right foot to the inside of your left thigh, grab the strap. Turning to face the left foot, let's reach down, loop the strap around the ball of the foot. Inhaling here with one strap in each hand, growing along through the spine. As we exhale, beginning to fold forward any amount. So it might be a lot, it might be a little. You might be right here, and that's perfect. Let's bring awareness back into our sit bones. Awareness back into the points of contact with the earth. Thinking about that Muladhara chakra, rooting down. That rich red, connecting with the earth, providing us with a sense of security. Perhaps inviting the breath to slow. Softening through your belly, softening through your shoulders. Can you soften through your hips? Maybe they're gripping. They don't have to. We're sitting on the earth. And inhale brings us back up. Let's switch out the legs, taking the right leg out, bringing the left foot in. Again, we can reach down with the strap, looping it onto the bottom of the right foot. Strap in either hand, long through the spine. Bring the shoulders square-ish with the foot and exhaling to fold forward any amount. I invite you to find some softness here wherever you are able. So as you inhale, perhaps feeling that expansion of your body, and as you exhale, you invite your hips to release. Stop gripping. No gripping in the foot. No gripping in the other foot. Softening through the arch of the foot, through the toes. Maybe find some softness through your low back. A couple of breaths here. And just maybe calling to mind the rich red. Thinking about the root chakra being in contact with the earth. And an inhale slowly brings us back up. And then let's swing around, bringing the feet back into contact with the earth. Coming back to lay down on our backs with the knees bent, hands to belly. I invite you to just take a little bit of windshield wiper movement with the legs. So maybe walking the feet out to be about the width of the mat, allowing the knees to drop to the right. Maybe the gaze turns to the left. Inhaling back to center. Knees can go left and the gaze can go to the right. Inhaling back to center, and then any final movement your body's asking for before stretching your legs out. Finding your Shavasana. So if you'd like in this Shavasana, I'll invite you to take your feet a little wider, bringing your hands into loose fists, and then I'll invite you to touch the tip of your thumb and the tip of your pointer finger together, making a little O's with the fingers. So this is Chinmaya Mudra. You can bring the rest of the knuckles down, so the palm face down, the knuckles down, and the fingers, the thumb and the pointer finger, making little O's. Resting in Shavasana in this way. And if you need to prop yourself in any way, by all means, please do. If you can allow yourself to be just an iota more comfortable, please do so. Taking a moment here to notice the breath, notice points of contact with the earth, feeling the whole backside of your body against the earth. Maybe drawing a breath in through your nose, feeling the expansion, and then sighing out your mouth, feeling your body settle, and then just be Shavasana. I'm going to leave you here in Shavasana. I welcome you to stay as long as you'd like. As you're ready to come out, I invite you to take a moment to thank yourself for taking time out of your day to move and breathe mindfully, to connect with your Root Chakra, the Muladhara, your center for security and stability, and strength. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. It is truly a privilege and an honor.